Okay, so I want to make a little video here. This is my alternator on my 88 Cherokee, and this alternator came off of a, might have been an 89 or a 91. But the thing is the clocking was different of this ring on top. So I removed the ring. The way it sat, if you look at this one, see how we're on the opposite sides? So I took the 88 alternator is bad. And I had this one sitting around from years ago, and it's good. I just went to AutoZone and had it tested. So I'm removing the clock, this ring. I'm going to change it on this new alternator, or the newer alternator, and mount it in the Jeep. So I'll have to buy another one. So all you do is loosen these 3 bolts right here. You gotta loosen this bolt here with this nut. Pull the pulley off. Then there's a washer. You pull out the fan. Then there's another washer. And then there's this fancy clip. You just pull the clip back, and then you just this bearing is pressed into here. I was able to remove it just by smacking right here, both sides, with a wrench, and it came apart. Okay, so it looks like everything's worked out so far. I was able to remove the parts, that top cover off the 88 alternator, and I believe this came off a 90 or a 91. In the picture you'll see that the original cover is mounted in this orientation. This is the thin side, the thick side. So I was able to remove, what you do is you remove the nut, which pulls off a washer, there's a small washer here, then there's the pulley, then there's a big washer, and that separates the pulley from this piece right here. It's actually a bearing right here, which did not come off with this one, but it came off with the new one. So I popped the new one out of this cover, stuck it back on here, and might as well use a new one. Now I bent the fan, so I kept the regular fan, but they are the same. So it doesn't really matter if it's an old fan or not. Then there's a small washer that goes on before the end here. So it's actually a small washer. There's the small washer sitting against the bearing, and then there's the fan goes on. Then you got the big washer, then you got the pulley, then you got the small flat washer, and then the nut, which is over here on this side, like so. And now this little clip here, it sits around right here. You can see where the markings are. And I was able to pry it back. You can just pry it back off of here, all the way around, and push it down because there's enough play. And then you just remove this cap. So I took it, placed it on here, everything works good. Use the impact it back on, and it looks like I have the proper orientation now, and I should have saved myself the money for the alternator, which I'm still going to buy the alternator because I want to get 140 amp, because I believe stock this thing is only maybe 100 amp. It might only be 70 amp, but with the LED bars and whatnot, it just doesn't have it in it. So this will work. It'll get us by. So if we want to go off-roading next weekend, we can. But I will be upgrading to a new alternator along with a new cooling system because my radiator leaks. So that's definitely on the list too. So I'll make a video and share it with you guys. Let me know what you think.